Today we're going to be exploring beneath an abandoned building and also giving you an update on something that we found earlier this year. Let me take a second to refresh your memory.
John Deere Gator.
Side by side sitting right there. Wow. This is a first for me.
Yeah. We got it stuck here.
Let's kick this into high gear.
And it's damaged, so.
It's damaged, so almost any key that fits, it starts right up. So as you saw in that clip, both myself and RJ, who is here with me today, did discover what we believe to be an abandoned or stolen John Deere Gator. So we're going to be heading back there to give you an update on it, but first, we're going to be going beneath this abandoned building that we already explored to see where the stone culvert does take us. So come along and explore with us. Now I know many of you have been asking for an update on that John Deere Gator, and that's one of the reasons we're back here today, but if you want to find out what happened with it, you will have to keep watching until later on in the video when we get to that later. But first we're going to be heading underground underneath the abandoned building.
It like opens up inside that wall.
Yeah. So this is where we're heading, right down there. There is water flowing out of it. I can feel cold air.
Oh.
What is it?
It's a dead beaver.
Oh, Jesus.
I can smell it.
Yeah. But in order for us to get access down there, we do need to walk through that. So we're going to go down to the other side, walk upstream. Oh, there's fish in there. There's actually a lot of fish. You see them? And there's also a giant dead beaver down there too. It looks like it's going to be kind of narrow. We're going to get down there and give you a good visual. If it looks like it's doable, we will go inside, hoping it opens up more. If not, then we'll make a determination at that point. But we'll see you down there somewhere. So here's our entrance. We're going to make our way down to the creek bed here. There's a basketball, so it's maybe abandoned. But something RJ and myself were talking about. Hopefully it comes up on camera, but you could see the discoloration of these leaves. It's covered in like a dirt pretty much. That's because this was underwater from Hurricane Ida. So if you look at the top of the culvert there, the water was as high as that, if not higher, which means where I'm standing right now, I would be underwater. So just a few weeks ago, this whole area that we see here was submerged underwater, and it has dropped down to its normal level. But right where RJ is, he would be several feet underwater if we were here during Ida. They all float down here.
We've got a floater.
So once we do get done exploring what we're doing, we may head downstream and see if there's another culvert that goes under the highway. There might be. But we got to first see if we can make it into that dark hole straight ahead. So we're going to make our way forward and see what happens. Oh, there's a frog. Kermit. Oh, it's cold. Yeah, I don't want to go for a swim in this. So we're now inside this really cool stone culvert which goes underneath the rail trail, which means originally was a rail line above us. That's the beaver. As we saw from the top side, there are fish up here too. Yeah, looking back, there's where RJ is. You can see they did an updated patch job here with concrete. But there's actually several fish right here too. And that is really dark. There's stone on the floor too. Oh, wow. stone floor. There's actually undercut there. There's fish going under there. See some anchors here, and unfortunately there's just a dead beaver right there. Oh, that stinks so bad. Yeah, that goes for a long ways. Alright, I'm not sure how far we're going to go because we have to hunch over. I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. Yeah, it goes for a long ways. Stinks in here. Yeah, full of spiders and stuff. It looks like it changes down there. I don't know if it opens up or not. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make my way down as far as I can and see if it's worth continuing. If it is, I'll bring you guys back. If not, we're going to turn around and head the opposite direction and see if there's a culvert under the highway. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Fish. There's a ton of them back here.
I'm afraid to step on it.
I know. Holy crap, look at it.
Jesus Christ.
It's about 2 inches long.
Yeah.
They're wading downstream here. They probably got trapped in here in the flood.
I mean, there's plenty of water coming back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, say hi to me.
Ooh. What?
Not like that, I know.
Holy crap. Probably grab them with your hands. All right, so we made some progress. You see in the distance the opening. We probably came in, I'd say about 60, 75 yards. It was excruciating though. I'm sitting down right now and the ceiling's right here. So we're forced to walk hunched over, which is really painful and sore on the legs. Makes breathing difficult. But we're now at a point where, I'll show you in just a second, it actually goes kind of uphill. It's a slope. And actually I'll show you right now. There. So obviously it's, it's gravity fed, so it's going on an incline, but the roof though stays the same height. Now it could possibly open up further back. I just don't know if I want to go through that because I'm kind of uncomfortable. I mean, it's just hard to breathe, hard to walk. On top of that, there's probably hundreds of little fish in the water that we're having to kind of dodge around because they're just right below us. We don't want to purposely step on them. So I try to sit here for a few minutes to take a break, I'm going to decide if I'm going to press it on or not. Curiosity wants me to. I want to see what's at the end, but bodies tell me, no, you should probably quit while you're okay for the time being. So I'm going to decide what I'm going to do, and then we'll bring you guys back. And regardless, there's still going to be more adventure to come, whether it's that way or back out towards the highway. So I'll see you guys again in just a moment. Forgot to mention too that by now we are definitely far enough in that the building should be either above us or just to our right, because this culvert comes in right alongside the building. And up ahead where RJ is right now, he's actually scoping it out. He said it curves to the right, which will either bring us inside the building or around the back of it, but we are in far enough now that the building should be just above us and right behind you guys. Well, we made it back out, and just wanted to again show you this culvert here, which is probably about 8 to 10 feet tall. That was completely filled with water just a couple weeks ago from Hurricane Ida. So the water, when coming out of there, like tidal force wave pressure coming into here, this was fully underwater, as was the land around here. So it's pretty incredible. Now, I'm going to ask you guys if you wish to see what's beyond where I stopped to check RJ's video. He did go ahead and he went up to where it curves, and we were able to confirm that we were indeed under the building. Now, the one manhole that he looked into, there was debris, daylight, there was also a roof, which means it was inside the building. When he went further around the bend, there's another manhole or grates with just light, which means he was behind the building. So we did indeed go beneath an abandoned building, but unfortunately it didn't open up any higher. It just continued the same height, a little gradual incline, and it just wasn't worth, you know, the strenuous effort to see where it goes. Now, he did come up with an idea, which we may or may not do, is that is to actually follow the grates and manhole covers on the surface and see where they go, and we may be able to find out where it actually starts at. But now we're going to continue downstream and see, this will take us to possibly another culvert, because there is a highway up there, and if it is doable, we'll take you inside there. So RJ is going to take the trail, which does go alongside the creek here, to see if he spots anything up there. I'm going to stick to the creek bed, and we're going to converge up ahead and see what it looks like. One thing I can say though is, thank God they haven't invented smell-o-vision, because that rotting dead beaver, the smell was so pungent, so strong, it was pretty bad. This water is pretty stagnant. Like a film on the water here. There's a debris pile here. There's a shoe here. And there's a debris pile from this fallen tree. I'm actually gonna get up and get out. Ugh. So that's looking back where I just came from. I had to cross over that big log, as you saw. RJ's still following a path up here. There's shopping carts along the way, which we believe were washed here by the flood. And I thought this water went underneath the highway, but it's actually going alongside of it. So we're gonna continue following it and see if we can find out, you know, if it leads into something bigger, or there's any maybe washed treasures down this way. Does it? Does that path keep going though? I'm gonna go a little further and see if I can see anything like worth continuing. If not, let's turn around. There's some more stagnant water here, another fallen tree causing a little backup. And it looks like it just gets smaller and smaller down there. Now where RJ is along that fence, he said the path does continue, but it just goes along the road. I don't know why there would be a pathway there. So we are topside now after coming out of the culvert and going towards the highway. We turned around and we just wanted to show you where that culvert was heading. Now we believe it's somewhere under this area here. And if we keep track, we may be able to find like these openings here, these that may or may not lead down to there, but there was ones we could stand up in with manholes, and one of them may be inside the building here. There's probably a manhole in here somewhere, but RJ did see it. Now if we continue walking, we should be able to hopefully trace and follow where it goes. So if we could pick up a path of it with the drainage pipes, grates, or manholes, we'll continue following it and see if we can find where it ends or begins. So we arrived at the area. I'm going to show you where it is in just a moment. But I do want to give you a update as to what took place since we were here. Now, as you may or may not have seen in the original video, when we left here that day, we did stop a maintenance person who was driving their truck along the rail trail and told them about it back here. And at that point, that's all we, were able to do, is just notify someone who knows this area. And at that point, what was going to happen was going to happen. So about a month later, month and a half, RJ came back here because he lives closer to the area than I do. And he checked on it and it was still here. So no one took it after we filmed it. Month and a half later, it was still here. But he did say though, that it looks like people were attempting to remove it. It looks like one of the trees were cut. They were maybe digging around it. So the area around it was being, touched or moved in order to help get it out of here. He then came back, I think about 3 months later, and as you'll see, it's no longer here. So it has been removed, and we truly don't know the details or circumstances surrounding it. We have our own speculations, our own guesses, as do you. Most likely it was stolen. They sprayed it black, they were having a good time and just got it stuck back here, but someone came to get it, whether it was the owner or the people who left it back here or someone else. But so I'm going to take you over there and show you where it was. So let's do that now. So right where RJ's standing is right where it would have been. There is a indentation in the ground where the wheel was spinning. And there was a tree there which is now gone. I think they cut it up. So to make it clear, you can see the two indentations here where the wheels were stuck and spinning trying to get out. It was stuck with a kind of a tree behind it, wedged up against here, and a larger tree that was here that looks like they either cut or removed, and a new tree is growing. But the front seat would have been right here, rear wheels back there, and I sat in it, took some pictures, and RJ got in it, started it up. So it's still baffling how they got it in this exact spot, almost like they reversed back to here, because there's no way they drove over that. And the wheels got stuck there and just dug into the ground. So they were either high off their butts or drunk or just plain lacking common sense. But whoever came and got it, truly don't know. And it's a mystery for now as to what actually took place here or why it was here. But again, we are pretty safe to assume it was stolen and just kind of abandoned back here. But months later, it was gone, and now it's just a memory for us. Well, we gave it a valiant effort. We weren't able to find the manhole covers or drain pipes that do lead down. Now there are various holes here on the property, but they're kind of filled in with debris and not accessible. So what we did see, I think, was something different, but definitely, without a doubt, we did walk in under that building and past it. At least RJ did. I know I made it halfway. He kept going. Aside from that though, I guess my curiosity, is satisfied. It doesn't go anywhere exciting, and if it does, I missed out because I just couldn't keep going. It's just too strenuous, too hard to breathe. As far as the John Deere Gator goes, I'm not surprised that it's gone. I did know about it already from RJ telling me, because he did come back as mentioned. So whoever took it, they have it now. And we were hoping that maybe we would find it stuck somewhere else here, but that wasn't the case. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's adventure and exploration, not only in the culvert, but giving you the update on the John Deere Gator itself. So I do want to thank RJ for joining me. Since we came here together, we wanted to return together, and it made for a pretty cool adventure. Anyways guys, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.